Today I'm going to be talking a bit about U.S. Nationals, which is just finished up, and how some of the athletes there did, and their chances on the Olympics now. And so starting off with the women, talking about Hailey Swirbul, did really well in the classic race, like crushed, won by like 30 seconds. 7th in the freestyle final, and then 5th in the 20K mass start, and 2nd in the classic sprint. So I think she's gonna have a shot at making the Olympics. She had a pretty good nationals, like crushing the 10K classic. So I think she's gonna have a decent shot for the Olympics. And then if we look at Kendall Kramer, she did okay, 8th in the 10K classic, and then 12th in the freestyle sprint, 3rd in the 20K freestyle mass start, which was really close between her, Novie, McCabe, and I believe it was Hailey Swirbul, or I don't remember. And then the classic sprint 23rd, or 27th. So okay, nationals, I guess. I don't think it's going to be enough to get her into the Olympics. She's had okay World Cup results this year, so maybe it's enough to get her in the Olympics. We'll have to see. And then looking on Novie McCabe, who I met in Alaska, which was really cool. She looked super good. 4th in the 10K classic, although 2nd and 3rd place, Erica Lavin and Tilda Bangman, are both Swedish, so she was the 2nd American in that race. And then won the 20K freestyle mass start and a sprint finish, which was just awesome to watch, the replay of that. So she had a really good nationals, and I do think she's going to go to the Olympics. And then move on to Samantha Smith, 5th in the 10K classic, won the sprint, freestyle sprint, 11th in the 20K mass start, and won the classic sprint. So possibly make it for the sprint and maybe a team sprint. Unless Julia does that with Jessie again, although I could probably see that over Samantha Smith. But she could make it for the sprint, possibly at the Olympics. She's got a shot in that. And then moving on to Alayna Sonneysn, she did not have a great nationals. 10th in the 10K classic, 2nd in the classic sprint, 10th in the 20K freestyle, and 13th in the classic sprint. So not a good nationals for her. But looking at her World Cup races, she did have some pretty solid results. Sprint. So I do think she is going to make the Olympics, in the 20-kilometer event, despite having not so great of a nationals. And also want to give a shout out to my teammate Ava, representing the Vasa at her first nationals. Absolutely crushed it. And then moving on to the men, we've got Hunter Wonders, who won the 10K classic. He's not much of a sprinter. 29th in the classic sprint, 53rd in the freestyle sprint, 9th in 20K mass start. I'm not sure if he's going to make it. He might. He's been doing really well on the Super Tour, overall leader. So they might race him in some World Cups, and if he does well, then he could make Olympics, although I do think he's going to get a shot at it. Next, looking at Luke Jager, he did really well in the 10K classic, getting 2nd place just by like 1.3 seconds. And then he didn't do so great in the sprint and the 20K. I wonder if something happened or if he just wasn't feeling it. Probably not the nationals he was hoping for. But hopefully, I don't know about his Olympic chances right now. His nationals didn't really reflect how he's been doing the rest of the season. So hopefully it was just an off nationals for him. And then next, looking at Johnny Steele Hagenbuch, 5th in the 10K classic, 3rd in the 20K mass start. Those are the only races he did. Skier, that would be solid. Zanden, he had a 30th in the 10K freestyle at Davos World Cup.
What a great
and I do think he's probably going to go to the Olympics if I had to bet on it.
As easy as it would be to just kind of fall into complacency and just let the skis do the work, a lot of these athletes get out of the tuck
classic,
and
although
skating,
only a few
so that's
seconds
just got to be adding to the lactic acid burden, as we see racer number 208
although
in
won
the
the 20K
lead,
freestyle
heading back
and then
out.
won the sprint classic. I do think
phenomenal effort there from Hunter Wonders.
And
Wonders, the
that's
winner
your
of the
debrief
10K,
from this
doing
year's
a fabulous
US Nationals.
job now.